What is going on, everybody? It's Black Bigelow Bell Gigolo. Today, part 2 of the horror story, I guess you can call this, of Small Penis Nightmares or something like that. We have our special guest, once again, Kelly Bundy, in the building.
Hello.
Okay, so in the last video, you had talked about a encounter that you had with an illegal immigrant from Honduras who was a landscaper, and you banged out in his truck, and well, he had a little tiny little member.
Yeah.
But that's not the only Small Penis Nightmare story that you have.
It's not. Unfortunately, it's not.
Now, before we begin, if anybody has a similar story, it doesn't have to be sex related, but if you have a story and you want to share it with me, send me an email, tacobellcriminal@gmail.com. That's tacobellcriminal@gmail.com. Now, let's go to this second small penis horror story. Now, tell us what happened in this one.
Okay, so this guy I met professionally. I don't want to give too much identifying information on that because if I say what field it is, it's a dead giveaway. But we met professionally, realized we had some mutual friends, so we decided to hang out. We hung out as friends for a while and got along really well. So we decided to give dating a try, and we dated for a little while, and one night he invites me to stay over at his house, and we had a whole elaborate night planned. We had horror movies picked out to watch and food we were going to cook, and it was just going to be a nice relaxing evening at home. We were comfortable with each other already because, like I said, we were friends. We had known each other for a little while, and we were snuggled together in his bed watching the horror movies, and one thing led to another, and I actually took his pants off and went to go down on him, and to my surprise, I had another small penis on my hands, literally.
Well, so let me ask really quickly: when you first seen it, did the nightmare of the first story come back in your mind, or were you kind of
maybe the horror movie music?
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
All right. So okay, you take off his pants, and he, So was it as small as the last one?
Not as small, but still small enough to be a problem.
Okay. So how big was this one?
This one, I'd say probably not erect, about 3 inches, and erect like maybe 3.5.
Okay. So that's too small.
I mean, he was a bigger guy, and he had like a big belly, so that also complicated things, so it was definitely too small.
Okay, so did you look him in his eyes and just say, oh, this is just too small?
No, again, I was a trooper, and I went through with it. I actually really tried to make it work with that guy for a while, because although he was small, he had good technique. He was a little bigger than the other guy, but I still couldn't really even deal with it. I mean, it just didn't do anything for me. And
how was this guy's foreplay?
Good. It was good, and he was, I'll give him credit, he was really good about taking the initiative to try new things, like to spice things up, to try to do other things besides actual intercourse, to try to help me out, because he knew. I didn't have to tell him. He knew.
Okay.
He knew that he was small, and he did try to compensate for it.
Well, some would say that maybe these guys aren't too small. Maybe your box is too big. Could it be that?
I could go with that theory, except for anyone that has been at least average or bigger has told me that I'm actually pretty tight. So.
Oh, you're bragging, are we? You're using my platform to brag.
I'm not bragging. You asked.
Well, I'm just, even a 747 looks small flying through the Grand Canyon, as the old saying. But
true. The whole hot dog down the hallway thing.
Yeah. So you go through with the sex, and afterwards you're done, and then, well, did you enjoy it this time a little bit better than the last time?
Absolutely, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy things better with this guy. I don't know why. Maybe because I was older and more mature. I don't know. Also, I had a professional relationship with him, so I couldn't really make a clean break and get away from him either. So I really did try to make it work with him. And I do genuinely like him. He's a great guy. He's just not for me romantically. We are still very good friends till this day. We just were better as friends than any kind of romantic relationship at all.
If this guy, because you said, the chances of him ever running into this is very slim. No pun intended. But if he were to actually hear this, he would obviously know it was you and him. What do you think he would do or say?
I think he'd have a conversation with me about it, but he's a pretty mature guy. I don't think he would freak out about it. I think maybe he'd be sad and his feelings might be hurt, but we have the kind of friendship where he could come to me and talk to me if he didn't like what I had to say.
Does he know that the reason why you didn't make it work with him is because of that issue?
It wasn't only because of that issue. There were some other things going on there too, but he does know that it was an issue during sex, which is why he really tried hard to compensate for that. Because I was honest and did have that conversation with him at some point, but I only had that conversation because I could tell he already knew it was an issue.
Oh, heartbreaking. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't know what to do if a woman ever told that to me.
Yeah, I mean, we had at least enough respect between each other that we could have that kind of conversation. But it was still really difficult for me to do either way. It was not an easy conversation to have or to start. Because I believe he asked me
Wait, let's pretend that I'm this guy.
Okay.
All right, so we just got done having sex, and then let's say I'm eating a big bowl of Alpha-Bits.
Yeah,
all right, go ahead.
Listen, I got to tell you something.
Yes?
I really enjoy our time together and the fact that you really take initiative to, have good foreplay and bring new things into the bedroom to spice it up. But I got to tell you that your penis is a little small, so I think for orgasms, for me, we should focus more on foreplay. And then after that, we can have sex and focus on you.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and jump out of this window.
Okay, bye.
Right. Wow. So you told him like that?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I tried to be as honest as possible without being too brutal.
Jeez Louise. That's got to be a confidence killer.
Yeah, I mean, I respected him enough that I wanted to be honest with him, but at the same time, really hate hurting people's feelings. So I really hated to do that, but he kept asking me, and I didn't want to lie. So I had to just bite the bullet and tell him.
Since you've already given us 2 small penis horror stories, do you have a story of the opposite?
Yes.
Maybe we can tell it on the next video?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Well, that video will be out sometime in the very near future. So stay tuned, guys. And Kelly Bundy, thank you for your time. And my condolences for both of your small penis horror stories.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.